Let me tell everybody a quick story about my dentist appointment from hell. So every morning for breakfast, I have a protein bar, and when I'm done eating the protein bar, I always go to the bathroom and make sure I have nothing in my teeth. Checking out my teeth like I normally do, then I notice a weird cut on the back of my gum, and I couldn't really pinpoint where it came from. I contact my dentist, who I already had an appointment with at the end of the month, and then they said, "Can you be in today at 12?" I said, "Absolutely." I'm not really sure if your dentist does what mine does, but they take your blood pressure before you actually sit down in the chair. The first thing this lady says to me is, "Your blood pressure is really high. Are you healthy?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm perfectly healthy. I go once a year to get my lab work done. Not a single issue with me." So after randomly playing 20 questions with her, she looks at it and she's like, "Hey, your root is infected. We need to do some x-rays." So she does the x-rays and they come back negative. No root problem, tooth perfectly healthy. Then she says we need to do more x-rays. Does more x-rays. Again, no issue whatsoever. Still not really having an answer as to what this is, so she does the normal cleaning, and then she said, "Hey, I've noticed a white spot under your tongue." I then asked her, "Well, what does that mean?" She said, "Oh, usually it's a sign of cancer." What? I start freaking out because not many of you know, but my mom died of cancer. It wasn't oral or anything like that. But I'm like, how are we jumping to this extreme? She then put some weird UV light contraption in my mouth and then says, "Yeah, the cells are changing," which could be a good indication of cancer. Not even anything else, just straight cancer. This lady keeps reinforcing the possibility of cancer and is like, "Yeah, the white spot can't be scraped off, blah, blah, blah." The dentist comes in, he gives me a prescription for the cut in the back of my gum. And then I'm like, "Well, let's get to the real issue here. What's going on with this white spot?" He said, "Don't know, have to go see a surgeon." I go to the parking lot, I text my boss, I'm in a panic. I'm like, "I'm not coming back to work." And he's like, "Okay, well, go get situated what you have to get situated." I come home, I'm like texting my ex, I'm texting my best friend, I'm thinking in my head, I gotta start making a will, who's gonna get all my stuff. I'm losing my mind, so I start depression napping. I wake up and I'm like, okay, something isn't right here. I go in the mirror, I stick about 25 flashlights in my mouth, and I see the white spot. So I take my finger, I move it across it, it's gone. Absolutely gone. I start doing a little bit of internet research, and then they say it could be a burn. And I'm trying to think of what I had that could possibly have been hot. And it didn't dawn on me until the next morning that I had a breakfast burrito like right out of the microwave. The surgeon calls me the next morning and then I'm explaining everything to them. And I'm like, "Well, the white spot's gone." And they're just as confused as I am. And they're like, "Well, you can still come in for a peace of mind. If we do see something, you'll get a biopsy and we'll go from there." I already don't like being in hospitals as it is. And I go see the surgeon. He comes in the room. He starts looking around. He's like, "Yeah, I don't see anything whatsoever. I can't see anything that they talked about that could possibly be that, and it just doesn't appear overnight." He's like, "Did you happen to have anything hot?" I said, "Well, funny you say that, man. I had a breakfast burrito right out of the microwave." And I'm like, "Yeah, I read online that, even a burn would show under a UV light because the top layer of skin is essentially gone, so like your cells are changing because it's regrowing." Turns out I was right. Needless to say, I will never be going back to that dentist.